so much rainbow. Okay, let's get started. Hi, I'm Thunderflare, Burn Analysis Extraordinaire, and it's time to talk about Rainbow Falls. Probably the most aptly named of the episodes so far. Every episode should have rainbow in it from now on because there's so many rainbows. But let's get to this. Alright, so in this story, uh, Rainbow Dash is leading the relay team representing Ponyville. And they actually give an explanation for why Fluttershy is on the team. Apparently, all the Butterflies are on different teams. Thunderlane's in it. Yes, I love Thunderlane, but he doesn't do anything with that. Sad face. And no, rarely chip teasing. That makes me sad. Oh well, at least both biceps is comedy gold. He is absolutely hilarious. That is awesome, and it's really good. I really like the fact that Rainbow Dash chose to be on that team because it was clearly the one that needed her the most. Of course, we got the Cloudsdale team, which is the Wonderbolts. No surprises there. Sorry for that. One of my roommates came downstairs and I had to cut that. But, okay, where was I? Well, alright, so the Cloudsdale team is the Wonderbolts, and, well, Soarin is checking out the cheerleaders and too busy to look where he's going. Yeah, that says a lot about Soarin that I really didn't need to know. So he crashes and gets his wing injured, and Rainbow Dash saves his life, basically. How many times is Soarin going to get saved by a girl? Can someone please explain why this guy is in the Wonderbolts? Because he doesn't seem all that impressive. Granted, we don't see much of him, but still. So, they also build on the relationship going on between Soarin and Rainbow Dash. I mean, it's purely set up as a friendship. But yeah, the shippers will misinterpret the hell out of that. They're gonna go crazy. Do you realize Pandora's box has been opened, writers? You have just opened the floodgates. Now there's gonna be more Rainbow Soarin fics than ever before. And you couldn't even give me one unrarely tease? You hurt my feelings. Yeah, I'm just joking around there. It's really good, and I like how they set up the vilification of the Wonderbolts. Spitfire is set up rather fine. She seems to be looking at this rather logically, but Fleetfoot is a bitch, okay? She's being terribly mean and deliberately insulting the Ponyville team. That's not cool. You do realize that Fluttershy is like Rainbow Dash's best friend or something. that's not cool, Fleet. That's not cool at all. Yeah, but Spitfire learns a lesson in the end, and so does Fleetfoot. But that's a tad weird. It feels a little jarring for Fleetfoot to so suddenly change her mind. Spitfire, they make it work pretty well because she wasn't being incredibly mean. She was just thinking logically. Okay, Soarin might not be in good condition, so we need a new flyer. And thanks to some loopholes in the rules, we can let Rainbow Dash on our relay team. She knows that Rainbow Dash always wanted to join the Wonderbolts, so she's playing off of Rainbow Dash's desires. I really thought that was really well done. And it's nice to see that Spitfire isn't an altogether good person. That she does have weaknesses and she's got a bit of an ego problem. And it's really nicely set up. And what it really does well is it shows that the Wonderbolts need Rainbow Dash on their team because they're not loyal. They do not do the loyalty thing too well. They seem to be obsessed with being the best. Okay, it didn't become clear in Wonderbolt's Academy. Okay, it seemed in Wonderbolt's Academy that Lightning Dust was an outlier, but it seems that is fairly common attitude. It's just that most of them don't pursue it to the point where they put other people's lives in danger. And that's really rather interesting. It was showing us that the Wonderbolts need some pony like Rainbow Dash. So I want Rainbow Dash on the Wonderbolts now, not just because she always wanted it, but because the Wonderbolts kind of need it. They need Rainbow Dash to straighten them out. And yeah, that's really surprising. And Soarin really shines here. He's a real awesome guy. I really like what they're doing with him. I really like this character. I was kind of indifferent to it before, but now I really like him. I'm a bit of Soarin fan now. Awesome. So why didn't Thunderlight have more lines? I love Thunderlight. Hurting my feelings. And of course, everyone's going to freak out. Derpy's in this episode. Derpy. I never really got the fandom's obsession with Derpy. I mean, she's a hilarious character. The derp in her eyes, and her scene in the last roundup was absolutely hilarious. But okay, I didn't freak out, but I understand everyone's gonna flip out. Derpy's in this episode, and she gets a certain amount of focus. She doesn't have any lines though, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a character make an appearance without any lines, so long as it's a very good appearance. And the sight of her is absolutely hilarious. So anyway, back to the plot. Okay, so Rainbow Dash has to choose the Cloudsdale team, which she always wanted to be on. She always wants to be on the winning team, or her friends. And it's really interesting. Puts her loyalty to the test. Almost like that other episode they did before where they had Rarity's generosity put to the test. I wonder where they're going with this. Yeah, so anyway. And I like how Twilight is absolutely brilliant in this episode. She confronts Rainbow Dash on it and, explains exactly what the problem is and clarifies things. It's really brilliant usage of Twilight. There was some effective uses of the rest of the main six, too. They give each of them something interesting to do. So it's really nice to see that each of them gets a little moment, and they do things that make sense for their characters. I really like it. And so Twilight pretty much confronts Rainbow Dash and tells her, you really have to decide it. I'm not going to tell you which decision you should make. But it's obvious which decision she's going to end up making. But Rainbow Dash being Rainbow Dash just decides not to decide. She fakes an injury again. This is starting to sound familiar. So that she doesn't have to compete. But then, while she's in the hospital, or the healing tent or whatever, she has a chance to talk to Soarin, and she finds out the Wonderbolts lied to him because they weren't sure if he would be at 100%. They replaced him, and the replacement is obviously Rainbow Dash. But they were telling Rainbow Dash that Soarin wouldn't be healed. But as it turns out, Soarin will be fine in time for the competition. So, yeah. That made it fairly easy for Rainbow Dash to make a choice. I mean, she loves to be the winner, but the Wonderbolts were proving not to be people she should be flying with at this time. This is rather interesting. It's rather intriguing to see Rainbow Dash become so much more complex as a character. And of course, she makes it clear why she's with the Ponyville team. Because they're her friends. They're there for her. So she's going to be there for them. Even if it lowers our chances of winning. And so, yeah. She's finally expressing the fullness of loyalty. And then, of course, once she makes that choice, we see all those rainbows again. You know, sort of like in that episode where Rarity has her generosity put to the test. Yeah, they're totally going somewhere with this. Um, all right, I guess I should go on a tangent to what I think is going to happen. Well, it seems A and Y is correct, and the Equestria games are going to happen at the end of the season. Yeah, he's pretty good at predicting these stuff. But in addition, I think we're going to see something at least similar to the whole rainbow power thing. I'm not certain that the rainbow power will be what they'll go for, because the toys have frequently released things that have absolutely nothing to do with the show. You know, the toys are completely separate from the show, guys. Okay, so just because there's rainbow power in the toys doesn't mean it's going to happen in the show. Yeah, I know. Shining Armor and Princess Cadence, those were leaked beforehand. So was Princess Twilight Sparkle. But so was Princess Skyla. So was Baby Pinkie Pie. Okay, a lot of stuff in the toys have nothing to do with the show. Okay, so stop it. But we're definitely seeing something similar going on here. So there are some parallels. What I'm seeing is that the keys are apparently some sort of eternal thing. That each of the main six is going to go through a trial where their very element is put to the test. And they have to realize what is really important about who they are. And then they're going to discover something. But for some reason, the keys aren't manifesting immediately. So there's probably going to be another episode connecting that where they use that to somehow manifest the keys. I'm not sure. So they're probably going to get all the keys at once. But the reason they get the keys will be because of the trials they go through. So Rarity has gone through hers. Rainbow has gone through hers. I can see that Pinkie Pie will go through hers in Pinkie Pride. That's going to be all about her realizing what's really important about her element, about laughter. I can totally see that coming. Twilight's probably going to have hers at Twilight Time. So that just leaves Applejack and Fluttershy. Though Fluttershy may have already had hers in Bats, but I don't think so. I think they're going to go with something else there. But that's where I think they're going to get the keys from. We're going to see the keys in that fashion. And then maybe in a later episode, Twilight will realize there's a spell where she can manifest the keys, and it's somehow going to connect to those. And it might be similar to Rainbow Power. There might be Rainbow Power in this. But I'm not sure, because that's just in toys, and toys are not reliable. They are not canon. Well, altogether, this is a really good episode. I've really enjoyed it. And it's really doing well at setting up this overarching story and getting us hyped. So, really looking forward to what's coming up. Well, be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. See you next time.